Revealed, 7 miraculous signs your divine consciousness is manifesting. Heavenly awakening. In a quaint rural village surrounded by lush rolling hills and babbling streams, Mary felt her world tilt on its axis. At 35, she was the heart of her family, always diligent in prayers, always overflowing with faith. But everything began to shake when her beloved husband, Peter, fell gravely ill. The doctors spoke of hopelessness, yet Mary refused to succumb to despair. God has a purpose even in suffering, she declared each night to her anguished heart. The dark clouds of doubt hovered over the village, but she knew deep down, a divine light flickered. With urgency coursing through her veins, Mary initiated nightly prayer vigils in the small chapel at the center of the village. It resonated like a drumbeat at the heart of the community, an invitation to join her in appealing to St. Jude, the patron saint of impossible causes. Together, we can invoke God's mercy, she cried. Old friends arrived, yet whispers of skepticism echoed in the shadows. How could prayer possibly work against a terminal illness, they murmured, sowing seeds of doubt in a garden that desperately needed faith. As the nights passed, divine manifestations began to emerge like gentle dawn breaking through the darkness. One evening, a stranger appeared. Wrapped in a cloak that shimmered with a celestial glow, the mysterious visitor spoke words of prophecy, powerful and serene. Believe, for miracles are woven in trials. Your community will rise in unity. Mary felt a warmth unfold in her heart, an inexplicable peace wrapping around her like a divine embrace. Meanwhile, the local pastor, deep in prayer, received a profound revelation and urging for the village to unite in seeking divine intervention. The air thickened with anticipation, yet the undercurrent of skepticism clawed at Mary's heart. As villagers grew restless and doubts brewed, she chose to stand firm. My God is not a distant deity, she proclaimed. Her emotions swelled as she fought back the creeping worry, declaring her unwavering trust. The climactic night approached, a night when hope seemed to dim. Lord, hear our prayers. Mary cried, her voice rising as the chapel filled with villagers. Each heart, each breath contributed to a symphony of faith, a tapestry woven together by fervent belief. The clock ticked louder, each chime echoing their desperation. Just as it reached midnight, the atmosphere shifted. A divine gust swirled, engulfing them all. In that moment of collective prayer, a bright light broke through the silence, and Mary felt a divine presence surround her. The villagers gasped as warmth cascaded down like golden sunlight, filling them with hope and joy. Tears streamed down their faces, hearts aligning, gathered together in sacrificial fervor. But with hope came an unresolved question lurking in the shadows: what was the true purpose of their suffering? The air crackled with palpable energy, drawing them toward a miracle on the horizon that seemed just within reach. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As they stood on the precipice of a potential miracle, Mary's understanding of divine consciousness shimmered like the light around them. She felt herself propelled toward a journey that would not only redefine her life but could potentially reshape the soul of her entire community. What revelation awaited them in the sacred silence of that night? Would their faith rise above the storm of doubt, forever altering the fabric of their belief? A heartbeat of magic pulsed in the air, whispering that something extraordinary was coming. The light enveloping the chapel seemed to pulse with a rhythm of its own, cradling the villagers in a mixture of awe and reverence. Mary, heart racing, felt a powerful urge to surrender her fears into that celestial embrace. Lord, we are open to your will, she cried out, her voice threading through the sanctum, binding their souls together as one. As if responding to her faith, the brilliant light coalesced into a figure, a radiant form of a woman, cloaked in brilliance. Fear not, the ethereal being spoke, her voice a melodic whisper echoing softly in the hearts of everyone present. Your prayers have been heard. A miracle awaits, but first, the path must be walked. The crowd fell silent, breaths held in unison as they absorbed her words. Mary felt a surge of hope, mingled with trepidation. What must we do? Her voice trembled softly, filled with a yearning for guidance. You have come together in faith, united by love and compassion. This bond holds power, greater than you realize, the figure continued, her presence filling the air with warmth. But your hearts must be opened wide, embracing the pain and trials that you face. Only then will true healing come. Mary turned to face her neighbors, her heart swelling with understanding. Each face reflected a different story: fear, sorrow, strength, and hope. We must be brave, she said, addressing them. We must share our burdens, not only with God, but with each other. There is strength in our community, a tapestry woven through love. A murmur of agreement filled the chapel like a gentle breeze. Together, they would confront their fears and doubts. Mary felt it, the merging of their individual faith into a powerful current, coursing through the air, gathering momentum. Let us each share our pain, she urged, so we can carry one another's burdens. One by one, villagers stepped forward, spilling their hearts into the open space, unveiling despair, lost hopes, and unfulfilled dreams. As the words flowed, the glowing figure above them shimmered brighter, resonating with the authenticity of their vulnerability. Tears fell freely as each story, like a thread, intertwined with the next. There was John, who lost his job, and Lucy, echoing the pain of a lingering grief for her mother. With every shared soul wound, the divine presence intensified, intertwining like vines of light, bringing forth a radiant glow that danced upon their faces. In the midst of their confessions, Mary sensed a shift, a palpable transforming energy. Something miraculous is stirring, she declared, her voice rising with fervor. Suddenly, a hand gripped Mary's shoulder. It was Peter, fragile yet standing. The room gasped collectively, eyes wide and hearts racing. Mary, he exclaimed, his voice trembling but filled with emotion. I felt your faith reach me through the darkness. I could hear you. I could feel the light. A torrent of joy erupted in the chapel. They embraced him as one, tears of relief washing away traces of despair. Yet amidst the joy, a flicker of doubt passed through Mary like a shadow. So this means hope is real, she whispered, but her heart wondered, could their shared burden still weigh heavy on their souls? The radiant figure seemed to smile, an affirmation that the miracle was but the beginning. You have unlocked a door, but the journey continues. Healing is a process. Mary looked around, feeling the space charged with anticipation. Their eyes glistened not just with joy, but with curiosity towards what lay ahead. What more does God have in store for us? She mused softly. It was a beautiful question hanging in the air, an invitation to the mystery of faith. Little did they know, the real tests of their belief were just beginning. The air in the chapel twinkled with anticipation, thick with an overwhelming sense of togetherness and hope. Mary glanced around, witnessing a mosaic of emotional faces, each reflecting the unspoken promises of healing and grace. The luminous figure lingered above, radiating a gentle glow that seemed to reach deep into their hearts. There was a hush, a sacred stillness that enveloped them as they savored the moment, a moment of communion with the divine. Embrace each other, the radiant being urged, her voice a gentle breeze. For in this embrace, healing shall be born. Mary felt her heart stir. Let us gather together, she invited, speaking softly but firmly. She stepped toward Peter and wrapped her arms around him, her spirit soaring with gratitude. You're here. You've come back to us. More villagers joined in, a tapestry of arms enveloping Peter until he was held tightly in a cocoon of love. Slowly, the light in the room shifted, weaving itself around each soul. Mary could sense a powerful current threading through their collective joy and grief, binding their spirits closer. We are more than just individuals, we are family. She exclaimed, her voice rising. And family shares both burdens and celebrations. As their embrace deepened, the luminous figure watched, her eyes gleaming with pride. She seemed to nod, her presence a quiet encouragement. It was there a revelation unfolding within the hearts of the villagers. They began to realize it wasn't just Peter's healing that mattered, but the healing of their community woven into the very fabric of their faith. "Let us pray," Mary suggested, hesitant yet hopeful. She lowered her head and felt the warmth of hands clasped around her. Individuals from lingering doubts to soaring hope, they were all together, forming a shield of faith. "Lord," she began, "thank you for this miracle and for the power of connection among us. We ask for strength to face what lies ahead." Each villager followed her lead, offering their own words of thanks and plea. With every voice united in chorus, the radiant figure glowed brighter still, resonating joy through the chapel. Mary felt a holy energy coursing through them, a tangible reminder of divine presence. But then, just at the edge of the exhilaration, a whisper of doubt brushed against her thoughts. "It seems too good to be true," her heart questioned, but she quickly shook it off. They had witnessed a miracle. Surely they could trust the journey ahead. The ethereal figure seemed to sense her turmoil. "Fear not the shadows of doubt," she spoke, her tone soothing. "They often dance alongside moments of joy. Acknowledge their presence but don't let them dim your light." Mary nodded, understanding now. They didn't need to be perfect, nor their faith unshakable. They simply had to be together in love, navigating the path with open hearts. With renewed zeal, she turned to the congregation. "We've been blessed, yet the journey of healing continues. Let us be vigilant and diligent as we walk this road. Each step taken collectively strengthens our bond. We shall share not only our joys but also our struggles, unearthing the true depth of our faith that will usher in even more miracles." As they all raised their heads, the light shimmered once more, and a feeling of expectancy hung in the air. For every burden shared, every story unveiled, they were not just releasing pain, they were inviting transformation. Mary felt a thrill of excitement course through her. What wonders yet lay beyond this moment? What paths would unfold before them, scattered with blessings, or create crossroad challenges that tested their faith? Tension danced in the air, the promise of answered prayers lingering just out of reach. The villagers stood together in contemplation. What truth awaited them on the horizon? And would they embrace the journey ahead with courage and resolve, or would fragments of doubt threaten to tarnish the light they had awakened? Everything depended on their next step. The glow of hope still lingered in the chapel, bathing the villagers in a warm, golden light. Hands held tight, hearts synchronized, they drew strength from one another. Mary looked at each face, each a testament to faith and perseverance. Together, they had experienced a moment that transcended ordinary life, a glimpse of the divine, a promise of healing more profound than any could have imagined. "Let us share our hearts," she encouraged, feeling inspired by the luminous figure still hovering above them. "Speak of your burdens, your hopes, and your dreams. For in sharing, we recognize our unity, our purpose." One by one, villagers began to speak, their words meeting the air with a gentle sincerity. Peter, his voice steady but filled with emotion, shared his journey. "When I was lost, when darkness surrounded me, it was the love of this community that called me back. I felt your prayers, your hopes lifting me from despair. I am here because of all of you." Tears glistened in many eyes, but they were mixed with joy. Each story reflected a different struggle, a loss, a fear, an unfulfilled dream. Yet in the recounting, something miraculous was happening. The gentle light above them flickered in harmony with their words, weaving a tapestry of shared experience that bound them even closer. Then, a quiet voice interrupted, a child named Beth, the youngest among them. "But what if we still feel afraid?" she asked innocently, her little brow furrowed. "What if I still worry about tomorrow?" The room fell silent for a moment. Mary knelt down beside her, gently cupping Beth's little face in her hands. "Sweetheart, fear is a part of our journey, just like love. Remember what we felt here today? That same light is with you, guiding you through your fears. The challenge is learning to trust it." Slowly, murmurs of agreement rippled through the chapel. Individuals began to nod, the realization settling within them. They all carried fears, each burden a stepping stone on their path toward growth. In allowing themselves to be vulnerable, they offered each other the healing balm of empathy and understanding. As the stories faded into appreciative silence, the radiant figure shifted slightly, a serene smile adorning her features. Gather strength in this connection, she encouraged. Every tear shared, every doubt acknowledged, can become a glimpse of strength. Your community is not just a comfort during the good, but a support in adversity. Mary took a deep breath, feeling invigorated by the energy that surrounded her. Let us trust in our faith as we move forward. For every moment of doubt, we will respond with love. For every struggle, we will lift each other up. And in this, we will remain bound together, echoing the divine light that has brought us here. Aware of their collective heartbeat, Mary sensed the intensity in the air shift once more. A thick wave of unity and commitment washed over them. They were no longer merely attendees in a chapel, they were a courageous family, devoted to nurturing one another through every twist and turn. As their voices began to swell yet again in prayer, Mary felt a stirring deep within, an inkling of what might come next. She gazed at the luminous figure, who gestured toward the door, the path outside, beckoning with unexplored possibilities. What awaits beyond? Mary pondered, her heart racing with anticipation. Would they embrace the challenges together? What miracles lay just outside this sacred refuge? With the promise of transformation lingering in the air, she couldn't shake the feeling that their journey was just beginning, more mysterious and delightful than they could ever envision. As the villagers slowly turned their gaze towards the door, a stillness embraced them, thick with expectancy. The luminous figure above them shimmered gently, as if affirming their silent question. Mary took a step forward, her heart racing against the backdrop of whispers and shared heartbeats. "Shall we step outside together?" she asked, her voice carrying a comforting warmth. The group exchanged looks, a mixture of curiosity and determination. With a collective nod, they aligned spirit and purpose, moving almost in unison toward the chapel's door. As they crossed the threshold, the golden glow of the chapel melted away, replaced by the crisp air of a new dawn. The world outside felt alive, filled with vibrant colors and the chorus of nature awakening. Birds chirped above, their songs weaving through the serene landscape. The villagers, taken aback by the sheer beauty surrounding them, paused for a moment. Mary raised her arms, an invitation to embrace the beauty unfolding before them. Within this fresh air, we are called not only to witness the world but to be its messengers, to embody the faith that binds us. The radiant figure followed them outside, casting a halo of light, as if setting the tone for their new beginnings. Mary's heart fluttered at the sight, feeling a mix of awe and responsibility. Then came a gentle breeze that brushed past them, carrying with it the scent of flowers blooming nearby. "Can you feel it?" she whispered, and the villagers collectively inhaled. In that breath, something shifted. An unspoken promise lingered in the sweet air, a sense of readiness to engage with the unfolding story of their lives. "Let us walk together," Peter suggested, glancing at Mary. "We can share our dreams under this vast sky." With renewed vigor, they began to stroll along the dirt path that led through the village, sunlight dancing upon their shoulders. As they walked, Mary felt her spirit soar anew. Each footfall echoed with the joy of shared purpose, uniting them in courage. Words circled like leaves caught in the wind. They spoke of visions, of changes they longed to see in their lives and community. "I want to build a house for those in need," declared Sarah, her voice strong with conviction. "A safe haven. A place where love can flourish," Mary added, the thought resonating deeply. Their plans cascaded into the air, drawing each person into the collective dream. Tears of hope brimmed, unified by the divine vibration that rippled through the village. Each dream seemed like a little light, waiting to burst into life. Then, as the sun reached its peak, illuminating their pathway, Mary turned and faced the villagers. "We must anchor ourselves in faith. It is what will fuel these dreams. But let us be ready, challenges will arise." In that moment profound silence fell briefly. It was a reminder of the reality lurking beneath their joy. Their hands clasped tighter at the thought, reassuring one another with the strength of their unity. Still, Mary added with a gentle seriousness, there is beauty to be found even in the challenge. Each of us will be tested, but together we are stronger than any shadow. A murmur of agreement circled through the group. The vibrant air filled with newfound promise, yet Mary sensed an undercurrent of doubt threading through her own heart. What adversity lay ahead? As they ventured deeper along the path, each step mingled with excitement and trepidation. The luminous figure lingered, a reminder of divine presence, reminding them that hope could overcome fear no matter the trials. But just as a thick cloud rolled in overhead, obscuring the sun, a dilemma surfaced within Mary's heart, sparking the question, would they falter when faced with the unknown? What awaited them on this journey toward transformation? With each stride, the weight of that question settled in her soul, a divine mystery yet to unfold. As Mary and the villagers walked on, a sudden shift in the atmosphere caught their attention. A chill danced along their spines, as if the air itself was holding its breath. The bright sun, which had been a comforting companion, now hid behind dense clouds, casting long shadows across the path. Something feels different, murmured James, his brow furrowing with concern. The group instinctively huddled closer, sensing the impending change. Mary's heart thudded in her chest, and she instinctively looked to the luminous figure glimmering behind them. It offered a reassuring nod, illuminating a path forward. Fear not the shadows, the figure seemed to whisper, its presence a balm against the deepening uncertainty. For in moments such as these, faith holds the greatest power. Taking a deep breath, Mary spoke up, her voice steady and clear. Let us remember that our strength lies not just in our dreams but in our unity. Even when clouds gather, we must hold fast to the light we seek. A ripple of affirmation flowed through the group. The villagers stood firm, their spirits lifting as they recalled the visions they had shared. Yet doubt still lingered, ghosting through the corners of their hearts like the shadows cast by the clouds above. What if our dreams lead us into darkness? Sarah whispered, her eyes brimming with worry. It is not the absence of darkness that defines us, Mary replied, her voice rising above the tension. It is how we navigate through it. Just as the dawn breaks boldly through night, so too shall our faith illuminate the path ahead. As they pressed on, the first drops of rain began to fall light and gentle at first, then heavier. The villagers looked at one another, uncertainty flashing in their eyes. Yet, instead of hastening their pace, they stopped and raised their faces to the sky. Each drop became a reminder of renewal and life. Let it wash over us, Peter said, smiling as he held out his arms. Blessings come in many forms. And so, they stood beneath the rain, feeling the earth drink it in, their hearts intertwining with the sacred rhythm of nature. Mary felt a warmth blossom within a divine assurance that even the rain was part of their journey. Sometimes our trials may seem heavy, but they nourish the seeds of hope within us, she declared, her conviction surging with each word. Through them, we will grow stronger. The clouds began to part, sunlight pouring through the breaks like streams of hope. With every vivid ray, the villagers felt rejuvenated, fortified by sunlight and a renewed sense of purpose. They laughed together, the joy rising above the pelting rain, and then, as the rain splattered and danced, something remarkable happened. A majestic rainbow arched across the sky, vibrant and bold, a promise fulfilled. Gasps of wonder filled the air as the villagers pointed upward, or radiating from their faces. It's a sign. One villager shouted, eyes wide with excitement. A sign of hope. Of connection. Mary felt a tear slip down her cheek, not from sadness, but pure, unadulterated joy. The rainbow symbolized all the dreams they had expressed, binding them to promises made and hopes yet to unfold. She grasped Peter's hand tightly, her heart swelling with love for her community. But hear this, she whispered, still gazing at the breathtaking sight above, with every promise comes the weight of responsibility. We must not only dream, but construct a path sturdy enough to carry those dreams. The villagers nodded, a newfound resolve igniting within them. As the sun set in a blaze of glory, a question loomed over Mary's heart once more. Could they withstand the trials yet to come? Would their dreams bring forth blessings or burdens? With the luminous figure watching over them, Mary knew the journey was just beginning. What trials would they now face, and how would their faith be tested? The sacred mystery beckoned ahead. As the last vestiges of sunlight faded into twilight, Mary and the villagers felt the moist earth beneath their feet, alive with the energy of a storm just past. The air shimmered with possibility, filled with scents of damp earth and the sweet tang of grass. They stood together, hearts quickened, mindfully absorbing the atmosphere of change. "Look!" called out a voice amid the gathering shadows, pointing towards a glimmer that pierced through the dusky veil. It was the luminous figure, now more radiant than before, hues luminous against the indigo sky. The figure nodded, drawing closer, the light emanating a warmth that wrapped around Mary like a gentle embrace. "Tonight, my beloveds, the veil between realms is thin," it proclaimed, its voice resonating as if it carried the whispers of the universe. "What you seek resides within, and now is the time to awaken it." Mary felt each word resonate in her soul. "We've come so far, but how do we carry on?" she asked, unsure but yearning for insight. The villagers looked on, hope sparking in their eyes. They were sisters and brothers on this journey, fighting for the same future. "Faith is your compass, and love your guide," the figure replied, its presence dancing playfully like the sea breeze. "Every path, even that which seems burdened with darkness, can lead to illuminating treasures if approached with an open heart." "Does that mean the trials we face are part of this treasure?" one villager ventured, his hands clutched together in prayerful contemplation. "Indeed," the figure chirped, sparkling with energy. "Through adversity, you shall find gifts you did not know you needed. Trust in the unfolding. Embrace the trials, for they prepare you for the gifts of transformation." The weight of those words settled comfortably in Mary's heart. She exchanged glances with her friends, a mixture of determination and trepidation swirling in the air. Was she ready to confront whatever came next? They had tasted joy and pain, could they steady their hearts for the trials ahead? Suddenly, the first stars emerged, distant pinpricks of silver light. They twinkled like the dreams they had shared, igniting newfound inspiration. Mary closed her eyes for a moment, picturing their journey illuminated by those very stars. "What if we falter?" Sarah's voice trembled, breaking the tranquil silence, her faith heavily wrapped in the weight of doubt. "What if we fail to hold on to what we desire most?" "That's the beauty of faith," Mary responded softly, stepping closer to Sarah. "It's not about never faltering, it's about rising each time we do. Each challenge is a reminder that we are never alone. We're woven together through these experiences." With every word, the villagers began to nod in agreement, determination sculpting their faces anew. The light before them pulsed gently, guiding their hearts toward a shared purpose. "I can feel the presence of something greater at work," whispered James, awe shimmering in his voice. "We're being summoned to stand in faith together." "Yes," Mary affirmed, her spirit surging with every heartbeat. "Aren't we all? We shall face our trials hand in hand. In unity, there is strength that dissolves the shadows." Just then, as if the heavens themselves listened, clouds began to part once more, revealing an unfurling canopy of stars. One bright star shot across the sky, a sign, a beacon of divine purpose, a reminder of hope. "What is our next step, then?" Peter asked, eyes wide, eagerness bubbling beneath his calm demeanor. As excitement bubbled within the group, the luminous figure drew them in closer, its voice a gentle murmur that enveloped them like a soft embrace. "Listen closely now, dear hearts. Your journey continues, and with it, a revelation awaits. Seek out the whispers, for they guide you." A sudden flicker of movement beneath the veil of stars caught Mary's attention, a shadow, darting just out of sight. Her heart raced with anticipation. What awaited them now? Thus, they gripped each other's hands tighter, a collective heartbeat echoing under the night sky as secrets of the universe beckoned them to step forward. As stillness enveloped them, the villagers exchanged nervous glances, their breath mingling with the soft rustle of leaves above. Mary could feel the collective tension rise, a current of anticipation sweeping through their united hands. Together, they dared to step closer to the radiant figure, each heart beating in unison with the call of the unknown. "Do you see it?" the figure asked, directing their gaze to the shadow that flickered near the edge of the clearing. It shifted, revealing glimpses of swirling light, intertwining colors that danced like spirits in the night. "Seek what stirs within you, for this moment is alive with meaning." Eyes wide, they watched the shadow take shape, a swirling mist that flickered like flames, kindling an otherworldly glimmer. Mary felt the warmth of hope ignite inside her. "What is it?" she whispered, her voice barely breaking the night's serenity. The figure's light pulsed more brightly, illuminating the swirling mist, a promise of guidance. "This is the beginning of your sacred unveiling. Trust in the process, for each sign reveals something precious." The figure paused, maintaining their gaze on the ever-changing shadow. "What do you feel?" "I feel a longing," Mary replied, her voice trembling but steady. "A yearning for understanding." "Yes." the luminous figure exclaimed, delight radiating from within. "Longing is the first step toward revelation. Embrace it. Each question in your heart paves the way to your gifts." Nearby, Sarah stepped forward, her hands trembling. "Could it be? Is it a sign? A message just for us?" "Indeed," echoed the figure. "Every flicker, every shadow has a tale to tell. But it is you who must listen." The mist shifted more dramatically, colors swirling into patterns that resembled symbols, echoes of wisdom that called to each individual heart. Mary closed her eyes, focusing on the rhythm of her breathing, trying to let the beauty wash over her. In that sacred silence, whispers began to rise, not from the figure but from within, echoing truths long buried. "You, too, carry the light," she murmured, feeling compelled to share her revelation with the others. "Every dream, every hope, they hold the keys to our journey." The villagers nodded, their spirits awakening as if touched by an unseen hand. The revelation stirred something deep within them. They began to voice their feelings aloud, fears transmuting into dreams, doubts blossoming into hopes. "I sense courage rising," James declared, his voice a gentle crescendo. "I feel we are being integrated into a larger plan. Yes. We are on the brink of wonderful things yet unseen." Peter added, excitement bubbling in him. The mist thickened, alive with the energy of their words merging with the night. Each breath they took ignited the air, mingling hopes and dreams into the very fabric of existence. "Remember," the figure anchored their attention again, voice soothing like a soft breeze. "Each shadow that emerges can be transformed into light. They await your embrace. Do not shy away." As the villagers collectively let their fear dissolve into faith, a profound sense of unity enveloped them. Together, they renewed their commitments to journey onward, each one recalling dreams nurtured in the hush of the evening. Suddenly, the mist began to part, revealing an archway of vibrant light, almost inviting them to step closer. "What lies beyond?" someone uttered with a mix of wonder and trepidation, grounding the gathering with their question. The figure smiled, eyes shimmering like the stars above. "Courage, dear ones. The answers await, but only if you step through." In that pregnant pause, Mary felt an overwhelming surge of hope and an intoxicating thrill of divine potential flooding through her heart. A new adventure was about to unfold, but what awaited them on the other side? What if they found a truth that could change everything? The answer lingered in the air, promising more than they could ever imagine. As the villagers gathered before the glowing archway, a wave of anticipation crashed over them. Mary could feel the electric energy coursing through the air, a tangible reminder of what lay ahead. With each heartbeat, she sensed the stirring of the great unknown, a divine adventure waiting just beyond reach. The figure gestured gently toward the glowing passage. "Step forth, each of you. This is a moment of awakening, one that calls you into a deeper understanding of your purpose." Peter, emboldened by the swirling emotions, stepped forward first. "If this is the way to our truth, then let us go." His voice cut through the stillness, resonating with fervor. One by one, the villagers joined him, hearts swelling with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. With trembling hands and brave hearts, they entered the archway, feeling the warmth of light wrap around them like a comforting embrace. As they crossed the threshold, a kaleidoscope of colors exploded around them, enveloping them in a warmth that felt like home. Mary gasped. The shadows of doubt that once surrounded her heart began to melt away, revealing shimmering pathways filled with vibrant energy. "Look!" she exclaimed, pointing to visions that danced before them, scenes of togetherness, moments of kindness, and dreams that had once seemed far away. Each step forward opened a new vista, revealing parts of themselves they had long forgotten, igniting flames of purpose deep within. Sarah, her eyes sparkling with wonder, whispered, "We can do this together. These moments they're ours to create." A new understanding washed over the crowd, igniting their very spirits. They felt like explorers in a divine garden, discovering not just the world beyond, but the treasures hidden within their hearts. Each revelation unraveling was a reflection of their collective desire for growth and unity. "Remember, the light reveals what is already within you," the radiant figure's voice echoed, guiding them gently through this newfound space. "What you create here transcends beyond the veils of the ordinary." With every pulse of light around them, they began to echo gentle affirmations, speaking life and hope over one another. "I am brave. I am loved. We are chosen." Each declaration felt like a thread woven into the tapestry of the cosmos, strengthening their connection to both each other and the divine. But amid the wonder, a shadow lingered. What if they stumbled upon truths that felt too heavy? What if their fears resurfaced in the face of such light? This uncertainty echoed in the air, and Mary sensed it gripping the hearts of her companions. "Perhaps fear is a shadow we must embrace," spoke James, his voice steady amidst the flashing colors. "What if every shadow carries a lesson? What if our greatest struggles are pathways to our most profound revelations?" The group felt the power of his words, confirmation rippled through them. It was true, each shadow, each darkness they had known had prepared them for this moment of light. Together, hand in hand, they took another step deeper into the breathtaking realm of light, shedding the weight of past fears. "Trust the journey. Trust the unveiling," the figure murmured, offering a gentle reminder as the paths before them continued to expand, revealing more possibilities. As the energies whirled around them, Mary felt a dawning realization wash over her. What if this is only the beginning? What lies ahead could redefine everything we thought we knew about ourselves and each other. The thought loomed large, pregnant with possibility, igniting a fervor that spurred her onward. What awaited them beyond the light? What divine truths were yet to be discovered? The air was thick with expectation, and the next step was theirs to take. As they ventured deeper into the kaleidoscope of wonder, the vibrant colors pulsating all around them began to settle, revealing a serene landscape stretching out before Mary and her beloved villagers. Here, the air shimmered with divine energy, laughter intertwined with the whispers of nature, and light cascaded like golden ribbons through each tear in the canopy above. Mary felt a sense of boundless possibility expand in her chest, a reminder that they were crafted by purpose and adorned in love. She turned to her companions, their faces radiant with awe. "Look! This is our awakening. We've embraced the darkness, and now we bask in the light." A collective cheer erupted, breaking the still air, as they understood, the trials they had faced were stepping stones guiding them to this sacred moment. Excitement coursed through their veins, propelling them to explore the shimmering paths laid out before them. "What waits for us here?" someone pondered, wonder etched across their features. Mary scanned the horizon, her heart racing with expectation. "Let us find out together. Each step will unfold what God has destined for us," she declared with fervor, leading the way. As they traveled, scenes appeared like vivid paintings, moments of compassion shared, the joy of children playing, and the warmth of honest conversations under a clear, starry sky. Each tableau enchanted them, revealing the beauty in their intertwined lives. Mary could feel hope and love crossing through hearts, knitting them closer together. Then, out of the lush foliage, the radiant figure emerged, now glowing even more brilliantly. "Each of you holds the power to manifest even greater wonders," it spoke with a voice like a melodic breeze. These visions are a testament to your faith. Nurture them, and they shall flourish if you remain anchored in love. Mary's heart swelled. Here was the divine call to action. We must bring this light back to our village, she said, her voice strong. We've seen what is possible together. We've shared burdens, we've rejoiced, and we've healed. Now, we carry our newfound wisdom home. A tenor of excitement filled the group, as Peter added, let this be our mission, the embodiment of unity. We are called to uplift each other and illuminate our community. In that moment, the radiant figure nodded with approval, the light around it dripping a warmth that wrapped around each villager. You are ready. Trust your hearts to guide you. And just like that, the vision shifted again and they found themselves back at the chapel, the glow still strong, but now pulsing with the divine energy they had discovered in each other. The chapel had transformed into a beacon, the walls reverberating with the essence of their collective dreams. This is our sanctuary, our true home. Mary whispered, overwhelmed. The villagers gathered closer, embracing the familiar space transformed by their experiences. Now standing within the chapel, a renewed fervor blazed within them, their hearts echoing the rhythm of love that had become their anthem. Together, they began to share their revelations, how fear had morphed into courage, how darkness had given birth to light. Each voice layered upon the next, reverberating with truth. Yes. We will be the light. Someone exclaimed. And we'll weave our hopes into reality. Another added, with a fervent blaze igniting in their eyes. Mary glanced around at her friends, tears glimmering like stars in the soft chapel light, every single soul a testament to divine potential. She knew then that their journey was more than a destination, it was a promise to be fulfilled in every step they would choose to take from here on out. As they held hands, a wave of gratitude washed over her like a warm embrace. Thank you, Lord, for this blessing. For the community we've built, the love we've shared, and the light that shines in each of us. We commit ourselves to uplift not just ourselves but every person in need. The villagers responded with fervent amens, their spirits moving like a rising tide, unifying deeper than before. With renewed strength, Mary raised her arm in affirmation, let us go forth with courage. The world outside is rich with souls waiting for our love, our kindness to touch them. We shall not falter, for we are divinely appointed to spread light. Tears of joy flowed as laughter bubbled over, anxiously mingling with the whispers of hope that danced through the air around them. Everyone understood, the journey of healing and faith was continuously unfolding, with each shared breath a mark of their growth. Together, they stepped into the moonlit night, no longer just a village, they became a living testament to divine love. Every moment they embraced in that sacred chapel solidified the promise of tomorrow, a tomorrow they would craft under the glow of compassion. Mary felt the weight lift from her heart as the world beckoned. What awaits us? She whispered, excitement bubbling forth. Miracles, Peter replied, gripping her hand tightly. With that knowledge, they took their first steps into a future where the light of their collective faith would illuminate even the darkest paths ahead, a divinely orchestrated journey that had only just begun. Hold on tight to your faith, dear friends. For this is your moment to embark upon your journey. Now, this is your time to respond. You need to subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive faith stories. Leave a like now to fuel the algorithm. Comment below about your reactions and testimonies regarding this beautiful ending, and share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to witness this manifestation of divine glory. Let us spread this light together. Don't wait even one more second.